from time to time, craft beer and basketball. But there's a spot right up the street, a couple of blocks from here, 5th Street Brew Pub, I think is what it's called. But I just would recommend for anybody that's in a beer enthusiast. They got a lot of TVs up in there. But I had a great burger there the other day. It's got an interesting menu. I'm not getting any check for shouting them out. But I did go in there and have a pretty nice dining experience the other night. Nice bartender. Her name is Lucy. Real nice. Just a relatively new business. The beer was pretty good. They have their own brews in there. I know I had an Icebreaker IPA. Nice spot. I'm just trying to, pay some respects to the places in the city that kind of add some entertainment value to my life. So check out the 5th Street Brew Pub. And then, you can come in here to Prime Performance Boxing and get your workout in ahead of time so that beer doesn't sit on you or, the burgers and whatnot. So I just want to take a moment to salute to them. I've been trying to get around to some of the local spots here lately, and that was one that I stumbled across last week. You mentioned social media, man. I told you before we went on air, I just wonder, and you just alluded to, you get contacted about some of your comments. We see what's going on in the NBA with D'Angelo Russell and the whole Nick Young, Swaggy P situation and Snapchat. I just thought for you, a spin on that, you guys don't represent a league or an association or a union. You just represent yourselves or your promotion companies, or if you do happen to have some sponsorships. But what's your thoughts from this angle? I told you I'm following, or I see some comments or posts from somebody like Devin Alexander, who's had some issues at his career, at where he is in his career, and he's been defensive, on there about people left me, fans left me, I'm not dead, and check out some new things coming, blah blah blah. And it's like you're giving fans a hard time, but some of us aren't bashing you for your performance in the ring or for the fact that your career has kind of faltered. We just feel for you as a supporter. And nowadays we see we're seeing the PBC has put fights on all these different channels. They have the cameras on the corner men, and I'm seeing you struggle with your corner. I see the concern on your corner man's face, and it's like, I'm not bashing you, bro. Roy Jones being another one. I'm just concerned about your health, and it's just like you're telling me and you're telling the fans leading up to these fights how you're going to deliver, how you're going to turn things around, how you worked on this, and et cetera, et cetera. You see any benefit in going to social media and doing, and trying to represent yourself there in social media?
Not really. It's like, at the end of the day, no matter what you post on social media, if you don't perform right and you don't perform how you say you're going to perform on social media, then it's looking bad anyway as far as on your behalf, like you delivering false hope. Like, as far as the Devin Alexander situation, I haven't really been up to tune on that. But at the same time, it's like, once your time is there, like with this boxing stuff, your time is there. Like, you can't fight it or none of that sort, which goes to the Roy Jones thing. Like, in my eyes, growing up, Roy Jones was a legend. Like, he was legendary as far as the boxing game. And now he doing all this stuff to where he fighting fans for $100,000 and all this other stuff. Like, I don't like that type stuff. Like, you killing your name. That's just like when Kobe Bryant retired. Like, when he announced his retirement, he knew his time was there. Like, he didn't stay around to hurt himself or like mess up his name, mess up his record or nothing of that sort. Like, so why do it? Like, even so, before Roy Jones did this fight, like fighting a fan thing for $100,000, he fought an Australian cat, right, and got knocked out. So it's like,
and these are brutal knockouts,
right? So it's like, why go through this? Why take your body through this? And at the same time, like, you killing what's already got a good foundation. Like, you got Roy Jones Promotions, you got a gym, you got fighters that you have signed that to make money for you. So why keep going through all this unnecessary wreck. You know what I'm saying?
Punishment,
right?
Wear and tear. Then you got an awesome job. You know, the HBO commentating. You seeing the best fights. You living a great life, and it's like, why? So let me ask you before we get on out of here: is it a matter of the money? Seeing, you know, because Roy never got into the pay-per-view game,
right?
Do you think he's still chasing some money? Like, if I could turn it around once or twice, maybe I could get that bigger payday. We see Mosley getting back in the mix after retiring. Is it that, or is it some guys are just like, I'm not willing to accept that I'm still not a beast at this game of boxing, and they just find it hard to find the right exit?
I mean, with Roy Jones, man, I hope I can't really say, like, I think it's money, like a money situation, because you never know what's going on behind closed doors. Like, as far as, like, he probably got people stealing money from him that's on his team and everything like that. Like, as far as, like, with the old days, like with the Mike Tyson situation, like, you probably got people getting, like, he probably got to pay so many people that he's not really bringing in a high income for himself. Like, it's not really no telling with that. So, I don't know, man. I just hope and pray that he just listen to the fans, because it's like, I don't notice a lot of fans telling him to just hang up his gloves and everything like that. Like, they don't want to see him get hurt or anything like that. So, I don't know. And then at the same time, you got to think about it too, like that fight in the fan thing. Like, it was like, if you win a fight against Roy Jones Jr., you want to have $100,000. Like, you fighting a fan, ain't nobody gonna win no fight against you. Like, ain't no fan gonna win a fight with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it could have been something different. Like, last 2 rounds with Roy Jones Jr., like, we split $100,000, but if you win a fight, you get the whole 100 or something like that. Like, that's kind of like running into a brick wall, like something you're not gonna get past. So with that fan actually taking that fight, I feel like it was actually stupid on his behalf too.
Yeah, I didn't understand the whole situation. Let me get you out of here with just a couple quick ones, man. Last time you were on, as I was driving away, I totally dropped the ball on it. Who's your favorite fighters, man? Give me 2 or 3 cats that you do check up on. I know we mentioned who influenced you, or who some parts of some games, you know, some boxers' game that you like to add to your own. But, you know, as a fan of the sport, who do you like?
Number one, I gotta say, well, of course, it's Floyd Mayweather, so I wouldn't even say that he count. So I'll pick 2 more. So I'll say Andre Ward. Like, Andre Ward is an animal, like, natural beast. Like he been out of the ring for a long time, but he came back recently and fought and basically just showed that his boxing is still there. He's still nice with his hands. And then another one I would have to say, DSG. DSG is nice. He slick with it too. That's about it. Like, it's a lot of fighters. It's a couple fighters out there that I'll salute. Like the typical Adrian Broner, Floyd Mayweather, Amir Khan. He actually been doing good with his last couple performances
since he hooked up with Virgil.
Right. He actually been looking pretty nice. Errol Spence, E-Bunny, he coming up. Sonny Fredrickson from Toledo, Tyler from Toledo. They both coming, like, upcoming prospects, but at the same time, I was in the amateurs with them, so they, like, when they actually get there, they gonna shake the boxing world like crazy.
As a fighter, as a boxer with other favorite fighters, from y'all's perspective, man, what do you guys really look at? Are you looking at how a guy's managing his business, how he's managing his career? Do you admire their a combination that they're able to throw, or their power?
I'm looking at just raw talent, like, just everything all around. Like,
you said something earlier. You said something earlier about his eyes are sharp. Like I said, I know when I get in the barbershop, the weight room, and the gym, I got my little stuff that I'm talking. But what do you guys look at?
Yeah, we like, just all around, like, everything. Like, cause it's like, for every move that opponent make, there's a counter move. Like, so if a fighter get in there, and as soon as his opponent makes a move, if they did trigger that counter move, like like at the same time, just knowing like they see their opponent move this way, so they automatically rotate this way.
Right.
Like stuff like that is like a must. Like that gotta get recognized. Defense, like a lot of people look at boxing and think like everybody just fights and then it's defense, offense, all that type stuff. Like we got crazy drills that we go through to train our mind and our eyes and our hands to be on the same page, the same level. Like if a fighter can square up with another fighter and then as soon as they see an opening, their eyes see it and their hands react to it, like their hands and their mind react to it with a snap of a finger. Like that stuff is gorgeous to me. Like that stuff is beautiful. Like the counter moves is beautiful. Like when you roll under a punch and hit your opponent body, stuff like that is beautiful because a lot of people just thinking about getting out the way of that punch. They're not thinking about capitalizing on that mistake or anything like that. So like when I say my favorite fighters, it's fighters that do that type stuff, like make you miss and make you pay. Right.
And then the other thing that we didn't get to last time, man, what's I know you work with the kids. What's some other interests you have, man, or other pursuits outside of the ring?
Right now we actually looking into getting our own kennels started, team camp kennels. Because one thing about me and my squad, we all love dogs and everything like that. So we actually emotionally getting a kennel together. We got a clothing store in line coming up, so I'm working on a couple different things, trying to get something started for kids as far as like tutoring or like a workout drill or whatever the case might be to help kids that's playing sports for their school or just trying to stay in shape, whatever the case might be. We have a couple things coming up, so it just varies for real based on how I'm feeling that day.
Okay. Yeah, I see you got a number of things going on line. Like I said, you can check Jeff out at on Facebook, Jeff Camp. Do you have a team camp site?
No, we don't have a site yet, but we have a Facebook page. Well, we all run the Jeff the Nightmare Camp page. Like sometimes I'll post on it, sometimes they'll post on it, but you can tell the difference from who posts what because at the end of the post they'll basically say their name, or like when I post I'll just leave it at that. Like I won't put my name or nothing, but Charles and all them will put Morley, Jack or Steph at the end of theirs and whatever to let everybody know the difference from who posting what.
Did you say that was Team Nightmare Camp?
Nah, just Jeff the Nightmare Camp.
Jeff the Nightmare Camp. Well, that's it, man. Thanks for coming back, man. Anything else going on, man? I mean, you just biding your time till you get to this May 28th.
Right, that's all I'm doing. Just enjoying life until then. And showtime and enjoy life right after.
All right, well, I'm not going to hold you up, man. Like I said, I was trying to shoot for an hour. I do appreciate you turning right around. I appreciate you calling me last night so we could do that dry run, that walkthrough that we did that didn't make it to the air. Thanks for letting me know this morning that it was a problem. I apologize to anybody that pressed play on that one. It sounds like it was, like I said, it was some Tangeray involved. It was a 17-point comeback by the young Bulls. What other sports you follow, man?
Crazy thing is, I actually don't watch no other sport. Like, I don't watch basketball, football.
I didn't think so.
Like unless, like, with the playoff thing, I actually do, like, keep up with certain players. Okay. Like, I don't have a favorite team or nothing like that. Like Dwayne Wade, J.R. Smith, that's about it. Like no LeBron, no Carmelo Anthony, no nothing like that. So football, like with football, I can't pretty much tell you nothing about football at all, as far as like who won the Super Bowls or anything like that. So
okay. Hey, well, look, again, thank you. Big thanks to the Milton family and everybody that's involved with Prime Performance Boxing. Like I said, come check it out. Look into a membership. I'm gonna talk about one because, like I said, I need a place to be able to get up and move. I'm not really into the whole weightlifting thing, and I saw plenty of heavy bags upstairs, speed bags. It's quite a bit of equipment in here to come in here and get in a workout if you want to do something besides like just sitting around on a weight bench trying to lift as heavy as possible for 2 or 3 reps and then wait another 10 minutes before you do something else. So come in here and get right. Was there anything else that I had to get in before I got out of here? I think that was about it. I'm just checking out the fight this weekend. It's kind of a dead space in the sports calendar.